Okay, what's up, guys? Gonna dive straight into this. This isn't really new news, but it's something that I'm seeing a lot of stuff around the internet about. So we're gonna have a discussion, or rather, I'm gonna talk through the good and the bad points about this subject, which are that apparently a person that Dual Pixels reported on called Juno has leaked information that the seventh generation Pokemon games are going to be called Plus and Minus. So, what I really want to do is I want to read this with you. I want to go through reasons why it's probably not going to happen, stuff that I would like to see implemented, and just generally, I think we'll have to read it and see what happens. So, basically, this guy called Juno has circulated this rumor that the next gen Pokemon games are going to be called Plus and Minus, or at least this might just be a code name. This is another thing that he's quite avidly saying this could just be a code name. And this is apparently happening for a future Nintendo platform. Now, yes, this could happen because the Wii U sales are extremely low at the moment. Let's not forget how badly the Wii U has been selling. Let's not forget how bad the marketing campaign for the Wii U has been. People don't know the difference between the Wii U and the Wii. So it is highly possible Nintendo could be launching another console in replacement for the Wii U. I'm not saying they will, but if this was the case, I wouldn't be surprised. Now, do I think that they would get rid of the 3DS? Is the next question. No. The 3DS is completely dominating the handheld console market. It's Nintendo's strongest console. It's not that old. I mean, the 3DS has been out for how long now? 2 years, 3 years. Um, I can't see them replacing it. Uh, but they might. It's possible. We only saw one main Pokemon title on the Game Boy Advance, which was Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald, and obviously we got Fire Red and Leaf Green, but they were just re-releases. So it's highly possible that we could only get one generation on the 3DS if they had a new system coming out. However, as we read on, it says here that Game Freak were one of the first development studios to receive the alpha prototype of the hardware, and now they have the beta prototype. The fact that they're saying that there's a beta prototype already would imply to me that this hardware was quite advanced. I'm not sure about this. It says they have a few areas marked out and tons of concept art. I don't really understand what that is supposed to mean, other than the fact that if they're planning something there's concept art. Next bullet point, Game Freak plans to completely overhaul the basic systems of battle, simplifying the process. Why? Okay, if that happens, why? The battle system could not be more simple. With the exception of the type matchups, and I swear to God, if they lower the type matchup system so that it. No, that doesn't need to be changed. Pokemon can only have four moves. You can only have generally one Pokemon out at a time, maximum three. So it's not complicated. There's no need to simplify it. That's wrong. The development team is going to put a lot of ideas they have wanted to do for years into this game. Okay, that could happen. Don't have a problem with that if they want to do that. The two versions already have code names, possibly final. Pokemon Plus and Pokemon Minus. No, no, they're not going to call them those. There are two Pokemon called Plusle and Minun. They are not going to name their game plus and minus because people will associate it with plus or and minus too heavily. Codenames? Possibly. Possibly. The theme is old tradition versus new exploration. Okay. Every Pokemon game's had a theme. I don't think that's the best one they could have gone for if it's true. And again, just so that people know, this is not me saying that this is true. I actually think this is the biggest load of bullshit ever, but it's Pokemon news and it's something for me to talk about. The new region, which doesn't have a name yet, is based on Southeast Asia with one large peninsula and many smaller islands. That's fine. They're basing the games more and more off real world regions. I can deal with that. This bit. 3 new starters with no names. The water type evolves into a water steel and is a squat teardrop shaped humanoid that has a jar filled with on its head. That's bad grammar, I'm pretty sure. As it evolves, it grows taller and the jar bigger until it needs another set of arms to hold it onto its head. That isn't happening. That sounds ridiculously stupid. It's not going to happen. The fire type evolves into a fire fairy and is a tiny cute goat with fire blowing out of its horns. Its horn and look evolves more menacing until it has curly ram-like horns and a motorcycle hot rod-like look. Again, that I really hope doesn't come to fruition. And if it becomes menacing, why is it a fairy type? No. Grass evolves into a grass electric type. We will never see another electric type starter. Just saying. And starts with a leap. A leap? For a face. I assume that means leaf. With a nubby root as a body and evolves until it grows an electric producing palm tree with each flower petal having a different face. This literally makes no sense. Like, electric palm trees and water steel jug carriers and fairy type motorcycle looking goats. No. Granted, a lot of people will complain that some ideas that the Pokemon Company have had in the past are not the best. I would agree that some types of Pokemon do not look as good as they could. If Pokemon did this, which I'm praying to God they don't, I'm praying to God that this is just people worrying about nothing, I would agree that they have run out of ideas. But they won't do this because we still don't have a dolphin yet. Until we get a dolphin, I can't see them doing anything nearly as stupid as this. The main legendary for Pokemon Plus is a Shifu Lion looking psychic ground type. Why ground? I don't know what a Shifu Lion looks like, to be fair, but we'll see. The Pokemon Minus legendary is a Ghost Fairy type. That's an interesting type. That has 2 dashes for eyes and is a hurricane-like appendages with many arms and hands. Ha. More traditional Pokemon-like gameplay will be on the handheld controller, while an all-new gameplay aspect will be on the terminal unit. You see, this I don't entirely understand. Are we supposed to not understand what the hardware's like so that this has better validity? It would have been more helpful if we knew what this thing was. We'll see. The Pokken Fighter renders Pokken, the Tekken Fighters thing, render that was released was running on alpha kits. Beta kits now have advanced cell shading going for very detailed living anime look. Well, that's got literally nothing to do with what we were talking about, but okay. The new villain team are described as a bunch of Sohi Zealot types who have discovered the player's best friend as a reincarnation of a special type of person who is alive only every 100 years. They believe the old system where people were given a Pokemon egg and they stick with that Pokemon until they die, and whose function in society dictate what role that person is. They are against the modern trend of Pokemon trainers capturing multiple Pokemon and are making a holy pilgrimage to evoke the old legendaries to turn everything back to normal. They keep the player away from their friends, saying that the special one, who can do amazing things like Mega Evolve Pokemon without the use of a Mega Ring, only love is that of Pokemon and not people. It is planned to be revealed later that for the special one to fulfill their role in society, they must be mortally sacrificed to awaken the legendaries. I just wanted to get through the whole of that before I start explaining why that's wrong. We'll get to the most obvious thing first. Mortally sacrificed. Really? Game Freak. Mortally sacrificed. We have not seen death in a Pokemon game. We have not seen imminent threat of death anywhere in a Pokemon game. At least not a main one. Maybe it might have happened in one of the spin-offs. No way. Um, I like this concept. Oh, great. Adverts. I like this concept of being given an egg that was your companion partner forever. I kind of get that, but not the dictating what role in society the person is thing. Um, Evoking the old legendaries to turn everything back to normal doesn't really make sense either. I don't see how bringing the legendaries back to life or whatever um, would fix anything, but who knows. But this bit in particular, the Pokemon egg thing is kind of cool, and I'd like to see that come into fruition somewhere else. Um, Not particularly bothered about anything else here. Roots connect. Roots connection, the island together. This is really badly written, guys. Like, I don't know if this guy is English or not. If he's not, then fair enough. His English is a lot better than um, some that I've read. But if this guy is English, then this is just terrible. Route connections the island together are water bridges, but clumps of islands are connected together by underwater tunnels. Underwater tunnels is cool, but I can't see how it makes for a route with wild Pokemon very well. There is a stone Slowking statue that's the power of a reclining Buddha at Watfort Island. Okay. We'll see more Pokemon from Hoenn and Sinnoh make a return. I can kind of see that because Sinnoh wasn't greatly represented in Generation 6, although I suppose they were. I would expect more Unova Pokemon coming back because I'd say that was the worst represented in 6. A variety of Pokemon gyms. One is a male system that only uses flying types and focuses on sky battles. No, we won't be forced into sky battles in a gym because they were totally optional in Generation 6. One uses only baby Pokemon. Um, why? One is implied to be a real vampire and uses ghost and dark type Pokemon. No, we haven't seen any two typed gyms. If they were going to do that, then this is going to be weird. Although I don't think I'd be against seeing multiple type gyms. It would add a level of diversity to the game instead of just going in all out with what beats the leader. And there is a military light leader who uses fire and steel type Pokemon. Again, I can't really see them deviating from the formula that much, but maybe they could. The island gameplay with gym leaders and the Elite Four island can be played entirely on the handheld and can be blown up on the terminal for home play. So, okay, the thing that this is making me think of, I don't know if any of you ever saw the Dreamcast had the little detachable thing. What's it called? There was a screen that you could take with you and do mini games on it and stuff. That's what the handheld is sounding like. Is this going to be like a 3DS combined with a Wii U? So your 3DS is your Wii U controller, but it can be taken as a handheld on its own and played on its own. But then when you're at home, you can blow it up on the terminal and do other interesting things. I mean, that's what it sounds like to me. New Pokemon types similar to Shinies. No detail on how they will work, but I've been told they will change the game significantly. Um, we need a shiny replacement, or at least shinies need to get rarer again because everybody has them. So maybe. The mainland is an MMO type environment that is exclusive to the terminal and is shared by both versions. A lot of people have been asking for this, but I can't see it happening. But maybe we'll see. Players all over the world can chat, trade, intermingle, and experience new updated storylines in the mainland. Again, this would be a really good idea if it could be implemented, but Nintendo aren't exactly the most social interaction friendly system, so maybe we'll see it, maybe we won't. Pokemon Band is a new mechanic introduced to get people involved who do not battle, a cooperative experience where Pokemon dance, make music together to achieve the highest group score. People who do not battle, no, you do not play Pokemon and don't battle. It's like the whole contests and other stuff thing, and even then you still have to battle to raise them, so that won't happen. Pokemon banks are actual locations on the mainland and handheld areas where people can import past Pokemon, mainly Pokemon X and Pokemon Y, into the new game. I could see this actually happening, seeing as Pokemon Bank seems to have been an afterthought. Seeing as Pokemon Bank will be a long established thing by the time we see Gen 7, that might happen. Right, so that is basically an overview. Do I think that Pokemon Plus and Minus is a real thing? I think there are aspects of these leaks that could be true, and often with leaks you see sections that are true and aren't true. Um, do I think that any of this is probably real? No. Um, no, it's just not. Nobody is going to believe this for 1 minute. It's bland, it's boring, and I don't want it. Like I said, as with most leaks, there are pros and cons, but I think we're more likely going to see a Pokemon Z first, and then you might see 7th gen. But who knows? Do I think Nintendo are working on a new system? Possibly, but no. And I don't think they'd put 7th gen on a home system, seeing as Pokemon has been primarily handheld for the whole of its existence. However, if Plus and Minus were one game, and were going to be a new Colosseum type game, that I could see happening. So, who knows? Anyway, guys, thank you for listening to me rambling. I don't assume that any of you will be here at the end. But thank you very much for watching this video if you've made it all the way to the end of this 18-minute thing. Stay tuned for more Pokemon content, subscribe for more, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.